Welcome to the first exercise of learning to code HTML with X3Schools. In this exercise we'll look at the basic syntax of HTML and how to create a new page. So before we start, this is the page that we're going to create. As you can see, there is text on the page and the title is Hello World. I will admit that there isn't anything fancy about this page, and it is just simply a white page with black text, but you do have to start somewhere. So now that we've seen our goal, let's begin by creating the most basic web page you can think of. That's right, a blank page. Open up your favourite text editor. I'm using Komodo Edit, a free editor with special features for HTML and other programming languages. I'll place a link to a download in the description of this file. While I prefer this editor, any text editor, such as Notepad, is perfectly fine. Don't use something like Microsoft Word. It's a word processor, and as such uses specially formatted text that will interfere with our code. Now that we have our text editor open, we're going to enter in 2 lines of HTML code. Now we're going to save this file as index.html and open it in our browser. You can call it something else, but make sure that it ends in .html. As you can see, we now have a completely blank page. At this point you may be asking, why did we have to type in HTML surrounded by greater than and less than symbols, and why are there 2 of them? The reason is that HTML is written using sets of tags. These tags are almost always used in pairs. The way we distinguish between the first and last tags in the pair is by calling them opening, such as the first HTML here, and closing tags, such as the last HTML tag here. Opening tags are simply enclosed inside greater than and less than symbols. Closing tags, like the second HTML here, also have a / before the tag name. These 2 tags are things that you will see in every HTML document. This is because they tell our web browser that we are writing an HTML code. The browser then treats everything between these 2 HTML tags as HTML codes. Once it reaches the closing HTML tag, anything else after the tag is ignored. The next thing we want to do is set the title of our page. This is done in a special way, so the browser knows that the text should go in the title bar. To do this we need 2 new tags, called head and title. Title is pretty obvious in its meaning, but head isn't. The area between 2 head tags is used to set special page properties and behaviour. Don't worry too much about what that means now, as we're only going to be using it for the page title. So we need to enter our new code. First, we need the opening head tag. Next, we need the opening title tag with the text that will become our title. Now we need to close our tags so that the browser knows when to stop thinking of the text as title text. Now we're going to save the file and reload it in our browser. As you can see, the title is now Hello World. Don't worry about the name of the browser being after the R title. It's almost impossible to get rid of that, and it's perfectly normal. So, we've now got a blank page with a title. Our next task is to add text into the main part of the page. To start showing things inside the main part of the page, we use body tags. To display text, we simply have to type inside the 2 tags. When the browser comes to these tags, it knows to display everything between them on the page. So, we now need to add the new code into our page. Body is written after our closing head tag. We first need the opening body tag. We now need our text. Now all we need to do is enter our closing body tag. Now we're going to save the file and look at it in our browser. As you can see, we now have the title of the page in the title bar and our text in the main body of the page. It is just plain text, but as this is just a basic web page, we shouldn't be expecting any pretty colours or fonts. If we right click in the page and select View Page Source or something similar, we will be shown our source code, and as you can see, it's almost identical to what we wrote in our text editor. We can also see that this page looks exactly like our goal page, meaning that we've successfully completed the exercise. And there we have our web page. It may not be a scratch on other more advanced sites, but it's still a web page and it is a good start. With the basics learned here, we can go on to make better web pages. That concludes exercise 1 of learning to code HTML with X3 Schools.